All right, so here's a quick rant. I'm getting tired of it. Seeing, you know, so the whole point of Yu-Gi-Oh, or part of the point, is that you're supposed to get better as time progresses at building your deck in such a way that you can counter or you can react to what your opponent's going to do, right? So, you throw in a hand trap like DD Crow, or, if you're playing like TCG, then you would use Ash Blossom, etc., right? And my problem is that we don't get that reaction whenever skills are involved. So, skills are a way for decks like this one here, Phantom Knights, whatever you want to call it. Um, they're a way for the deck to essentially get around being countered, so that um, someone can just keep playing without worrying about DD Crow or honestly, I was actually teching in Chaos Hunter for a minute because Chaos Hunter, it just completely cucked Phantom Knights, which was hilarious. It was just hilarious to use because they'd be like, wait, what? But the only problem with Chaos Hunter is that it becomes a dead card as soon as you draw like two or three of it. So that's the problem with that. Um, but yeah, my issue is that skills facilitate the deck, not the deck facilitates the skill. If you know what I'm saying, like, um, hang on, um, let me explain. So, Mech Knights use, well, the best one, in my opinion, is Monster Move, right? The deck is facilitating the skill. So, you play a Mech Knight, you play World Legacy Key, which is a card that negates trap cards that are in the same column as a Mech Knight, right? And you play Monster Move. Boom. Suddenly, the deck has facilitated the skill Monster Move. Wow. So, your deck, which you built properly, enough to see the right card, World Legacy Key, has allowed you to use the skill in such a way that it they kind of go hand in hand. Now, the opponent could have reacted with a trap card already. They already could have reacted with that trap card as soon as you summon that Mech Knight. Or they could react with a, what's it called? Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy that World Legacy Key. But they didn't. So, you've won out because you played a more skillful move and made an advanced position by using the skill. You used skill and a skill, but you used your own skill to facilitate that skill that's in the game. Do you understand where I'm coming from here? Like, boot sector launch skill is actually fair because you have to play it face down, then you flip it face up and activate it. And maintenance is in progress, so you didn't get to see the end of the game. But I actually completely annihilated that PK player because I summoned Borrowload Furious Dragon, and I Synchro Summoned into the Red Dragon Archfiend, and used Red Rain um, to banish all his shit, and just completely controlled the board with DPE at home. That's what we call it, DPE at home, because it's basically DPE, but if it's destroyed, it doesn't come back the next turn. So, you know. But my argument stands that the skill should not facilitate the deck. The deck should facilitate the skill. It's not fair, that certain players are building their deck in such a way that is trying to counter a move within a within a certain meta, that the person playing the skill can just boop, oh, I could just send this card back to my deck, but then send this same card to my graveyard. Why? And then, if you DD Crow that, well, then they could just use Phantom Knight Gloves to send it again to the graveyard, because that's what they do. And it's essentially added an unfair game loop to the game. And, not that I worry about PK, because PK is, not gonna lie, it's probably, it's only the best deck because it's the most consistent deck, because you can just boop, 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 summon Phantom Knights all day and send them to the graveyard. That's about it. But if a Mech Knight player pops off on a PK player, then that Mech Knight player is going to just completely own the PK player. I'm not going to lie to you. Especially with, access to link monsters that can't be targeted by or reacted to by the Xyz Dragon. But it's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of tired of the skills facilitating the deck when the deck should be facilitating the skill. I'm going to argue that Hero Alliance is more fair than the PK deck, because at least Super Polymerization has to have a monster on the field. Hey, sorry to cut the video off right there, but I had a text message and it appeared on the screen, so I had to cut that out. But that was my rant. That's it. Just tired of seeing the decks, get enhanced by the skill and not, well, you know what I'm saying. Enhanced unfairly by the skill with no detriment. Like I said, you can react to Mech Knights using monster move because you can still pop whatever extra stuff they're using already. But, that's just my opinion. Anyways, y'all have a good night. Hopefully we see a cool ban list. I don't think Mech Knights are going to get hit. I think it's going to be something else. I think Red Rain's going to get hit because that's broken. Anyways, have a good one.